Yeah, sort of like that one, Alan says as he sort of pushes the little raft that he currently has right off of the little docks. We currently set the scene in way early morning, way up north of the Hudson River proper, at least the parts that strain between the two boroughs. Here we certainly have a nice bit of ground, a nice bit of photogenic landscape. The riverbanks are full of green life, reeds and the like, and there is the pitter patter and the little chirping of several river birds as well. Crane can be seen quite plainly over there as Alan continues to take this huge rod that he has and slams it into the ground underneath the water, hitting that muddy riverbed. He goes ahead and propels this little craft with himself and the Cinna Harris.
And Sina is she's taking off her backpack and placing it in front of her, and very careful. Starts unpacking her camera. She then just focuses through the lens, just checks the wildlife, but seems to wait for something that's not just wildlife. Seems to be waiting for the right moments, the right pictures. And when she slowly starts to come into the shooting, and yeah, from time to time she changes to the other riverbank.
Here you kind of have a good bit of New York nature.
Mm-hmm. I can see. She zooms in a little bit. And can you did you bring the net that I asked? I sorry, I don't have one myself yet. She clicks like a few times.
Alan goes ahead and actually kicks the little bag at his feet and says, "Yeah, everything you're going to need is going to be right there, ma'am."
And she'll grab the bag and start searching through it, and finally takes out this makeshift net. You kind of need to uh, stretch out the pole so you can use it, and she'll just says, Get a little closer. I can't quite reach it yet."
Just be careful. Like I said, I have every right to be here. I just don't have the licenses on me that say that to any random any random red and lights on a boat.
No, that's totally fine. Um, hey, man, I mean, it's not the first time that I've been somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. Being well, I'm not really a journalist, but it's part of what I do. But just a little closer. Yeah, I got it. And she stretches out the net and scoops up a football that's floating in the water. It's all kind of greens and place around or kind of wrapped itself around the football. She just puts it in a garbage bag that she also pulls out of her backpack. And
If you want to really look at it, coming around one of my favorite banks actually. Um, the greenery around the riverbank starts to corrode away. The water will actually become little bit less sheen to it, a little bit less clean. There is the sheen of oil and grease, just the lightest film on top of the water. The the river becomes a little bit more choppier, a little bit more rockier as Alan goes ahead and quickly pushes the raft back towards the river bank, back towards where the water is a little bit more shallow and a little bit more easy to control. He goes ahead and points towards a stretch of the bank further up, as before you is just a collection of debris, collection of trash. There are water bottles, there are soda cans, there are in fact, you see something that you really, really didn't expect, but it seems to be an age-old Xerox machine that has mildew and grime currently growing on it.
Hmm. And she sees the signs of pollution with the film of oil kind of drifting on the water, and she just asks Robert, as she knows him, this guy, to hold still the pole for a moment so she can take a good shot of the pole with the water and everything. And then she just starts clicking, and it just doesn't stop. She keeps on um, taking photos. The pollution and everything seems to be really focused on this.
So,
From time to time, she's giving directions to where to go, how to turn the boat a little.
mhm. They continue on this stretch of the river until the bank becomes much more concrete, goes from the almost natural to the quite artificial as they move on to much more of the civilized areas of the river. Um, in the middle of this body of water, there are lots of commercial vessels that are actually starting to drift on. Alan will go ahead and actually scrunch his nose quite a bit as he points to uh, a garbage barge, actually. It seems to have all its refuse starting to spill over from atop of its container. There are seagulls that are currently perched on it, trying to get whatever they can. And every so often, a bigger wave will hit the container, sending more trash and debris. Big plastic bags, big black plastic bags just get jostled over into the river. Mm.
From time to time, in between making photos, recognize just grabbing stuff out of the water, putting it in the garbage bag that just fills up more and more. She points out to Roberts, like, look, you see the gull over there? Here, look through the camera. It's zoomed in so you can
Mm.
actually see. You see that
Yeah.
around his beak? Yeah? Completely, this beak is completely wrapped in plastic. He's not going to survive very long. That's what the pollution does to nature. It's not just the pollution in the river, it's what it does to the animals and the birds as well.
Hold on 1 second. Hold this, please. He's handing you the pole.
She is looking at him. It's like, no, I need to take this picture.
He's shoving the pole into your hands. No,
Hey,
I have to stop this. He goes ahead and actually takes off his shoes, takes off his glasses. His glasses are actually rose colored. He goes ahead and throws them onto the raft as he goes ahead and actually dives into this pollution water and swims. You can see that he's trying to gasp, trying to make it out.
and she starts to taking pictures of this.
Eventually finally grabs that seagull. It's like, no, 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 no. He goes ahead and I imagine that this is the kind of plastic wrap that soda cans actually are bound in and distributed on. He goes ahead
Yeah,
and takes a small little pair of clippers, clips off that little plastic ring, and just lets the bird go.
you can
Puts it.
actually see as you do that. You can see that the beak is completely um, the plastic has really wrapped itself around the beak, really cuts into it, or maybe the beak is grown with the plastic still inside. So when you do this, you can see this ring of plastic that goes around the beak of this bird.
Unfortunately, once Alan gets close, you recognize that the bird is actually quite, hedgy. but simply because he's wrapped up in that plastic, he doesn't move as well. But as soon as the plastic is removed, he gains like full flight capacity and just rushes as quickly away from Robert as possible.
Just Cinnamon is just zooming in on the bird and making the pictures. And actually, she didn't really watch where she put the pole. Probably in the boat, but
Well, then you're going to start to drift off further down the river as you're
Mhm.
starting to leave Robert behind, actually.
Whoops. And she notices that he's becoming smaller and smaller. She looking around for the pole. There, and luckily finding it as it did fall into the boat, as she just grabs the pole and starts to kind of push her way back. She's not really used to this kind of this, this kind of boat rides. It's not something that she usually does, especially not in such a busy river. She enjoys it, but it's like, yeah. She starts to push herself on the boat back in the direction of Robert. So the boat starts rocking a little bit more and more and more. So from time to time, she just has to stop and hold on to it to make sure that it doesn't fall over. She has to steady it again with the pole, just putting the pole in the in the river down to the ground. And but she'll finally reach him. It's like, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry," as she stretches out her hands to for him to get into the boat.
Uh, Robert goes ahead and grabs your hand. He goes ahead and actually grabs the edge of the raft as well, just to give him a little bit more steadiness. He actually goes ahead and gestures, "Give me the pole. Give me the pole."
She does. She puts it down next to him.
He uses the pole to actually push himself up out of the river. You notice that Robert's clothes are now slightly stretched, actually. You notice that a couple of stitches down some of his plaid jacket is actually ripped. It starts from the bottom of the seam going up, actually.
Hmm. She also noticed that the clothing, apart from being broken, is also like wet in filthy river water. And she's like, "Can I just?" And she grabs her camera again and zooms in on not his head. She makes sure that his head is not there, but part of the trousers and of the of his arm, where you can also see the water and the pollution kind of swirling over his arm as he pulled himself up from the water. She's just taking that picture as well.
I'm gonna need to get clean after this. I didn't want to do that, but I can't just let a bird like that go.
Well, yeah, you were really um, you
Stupid, I
were
know.
closer than.
Stupid, I know. I don't care.
No, I
Stupid.
would have done the same probably. I don't know. It's not stupid at all. It's really noble actually.
Uh, some of
If you
us,
believe in nobility.
uh, maybe a noble savage. What do you
Nobility
believe
doesn't
in, man?
come from. I believe that nobility doesn't come from where you're born. I've seen people behave horribly who have a high heritage, like or wealthy and noble, even real nobility. Back in the UK, there were from time to time like these lords and ladies and dukes, and they came to visit my folks, and man, that could be so rude. And I've seen chivalry and nobility at people who had nothing, people who had like really nothing to give anymore, nothing to. Um, how do you say that? It's like sometimes it seems the poorer people get, the more aware they are of their surroundings and the importance of it. And that, in the way I see it, is more noble than what car you're driving, and whether your car fits your driveway and your wife's car fits your car.
What I've always noticed is that people with the least amount to give are usually the most giving. It's weird. I know that there is a lot of us that see the kind of pollution that go on and just can't live with it. They
Hmm.
can't be complacent. They can't be just content to live in their 9 to 5 world and act. But usually acting gets you messy, gets you wet, and usually doesn't get you nowhere in the scheme of things.
Mm. Suna is kind of rummaging through her backpack, and getting a can of coffee, just pouring some of it in. Here, just you're cold. You just
It,
came from the river. I wasn't planning to share with you because I don't know, man. Just get warm. Do you need like a coat or something?
no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll take the coffee, but I'm good. This'll dry off. It sucks because I really like this jacket. Though
Dude,
it,
seriously, you're shivering. It's Yeah. Let me do the rowing, and she does take the time to uh, take the camera and put it away safely again. She takes the pole and shoves the cup of coffee in your hands. Sit down, damn
mhm.
it. And then takes off her jacket, just throws it in your direction. I probably doesn't fit, but put it on anyway. Put it on your shoulders. I don't give a damn. Just get warm. I
Mm.
don't want to drive to a hospital.
Don't worry, don't worry. I'm usually made of tougher stuff than this. Nah, I just need a quick shower. Alan will go ahead and actually sit onto the raft and wrap up the jacket around him just to make sure that he's a little bit warmer. He'll actually start to mindlessly fiddle with the pockets, actually, just a little bit to get his hands warm as well.
Hmm. You find a lighter in the pockets, and you find a few more business cards. Other than that, cell phones. No, that would be in the backpack. Never mind. So yeah, it's just that. And she just looks at you. And it's like, well, do you live close by? Out of character, I have no idea what part of we are. But
Alan will go ahead and point towards both sides of the riverbank. Go ahead and point towards the massive, the massive skyscrapers off to their right, which is in the western cardinal direction. Simply say, "Well, that's Manhattan. This is usually the view that you tourists get when you look at all those photographs." Pointing towards the left and over the bridge. That's Franklin Island right there in the center of the Hudson. That's its own little neighborhood, nice little place if you are a bachelor or a bachelorette. And pointing over to the left where the bridge actually ends, that happens to be Queens. I don't live in Queens. I actually live in Brooklyn. So it's a little bit of a commute from Central Park to the Brooklyn area.
okay, well, you know what? I think it's out of character question. I take it that we came with a card at Cinnamon Rents.
Yeah, we could.
Mhm. She just shakes her head. It's like, let's head back. You're obviously cold. I don't need you to get sick on me. I mean, it's awesome that you want to take me. I have enough material for now, and you're wet. I'll drive you to my place. You can take a shower there. I'll wash your clothes, and I don't know,
That's awfully
send you
kind
on
of
your
you.
way. Okay, get warm. Okay, that's an order.
Okay, fine. I take orders. I'm a good little soldier.
Soldier of nature, huh? Good. that bird. It was awesome, actually. I know you don't. You said before you didn't want to be on any of the photos, but I shot a lot of that, and I would really like to display them. And I'll make sure that your face is not going to be on it.
Okay. How sure can you be, actually? Because, like I said, I do a lot of stuff that's important for the cause, and I can't have my identity out there. You do a lot. You're fantastic. This kind of coverage will bring people to here, will open their eyes to the situation in the Hudson, but I, I have to have my anonymity.
I can edit. I can edit the photos like right where you are when you take the shower. I can grab behind my laptop, edit the photos. I can not put them on any newspaper, but just keep them on my personal website. That way, no one can just mess with them.
What about the originals?
You want to sign a contract? That's fine. I can say I have a few basic contracts, but let's look at them when we're home.
Okay, fine. Let me have it. Let me have the poll.
Here, let's see. Hands it over.
All right. Ellen will go ahead and take the pole and start to row upstream, which is quite a bit more difficult, actually. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Hey. Okay, I thought this was going to be a lot more difficult, but you see that Alan goes ahead and struggles, but he's making a steady progress. It's a lot slower, leaving you a lot more time to converse and talk. And the noonday sun is going to come up, and you'll see that the man you know as Robert looks up to the sky and simply says, "Oh, praise the sun, praise the sun."
Well, it would be hard to have life without sun, but mm. So you want like a sandwich or something? She takes a couple of sandwiches out of her backpack as well. She came prepared.
You know, it's usually I that's the one that comes prepared. Although I guess I don't have my magical murder bag at the moment.
You're what?
It's an old joke from a cartoon show.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No, I couldn't really imagine that you would have like literally have a magical murder bag. It sounded kind of like back home there was a group of friends and we used to or well, they were not really my friends, but they used to get involved in that Dungeons and Dragons game and tried it a few times. But it wasn't for me. They had like this Haverken. Well, basically, those Mary Poppins you could open, you could throw like a coat rack in, and it would still be just a bag. It's just reminded me of that. Never mind.
You know, this coffee is actually not that bad. Did you make it yourself?
Duh. Never trust someone to make your own coffee. It's like, ground rule. Always make your own coffee. Well, if you can, of course.
That's a
Not
good
gonna
rule
go to a
to.
restaurant
That's a good rule to live by, but I'm not too sure about the grounds that you used. Where'd you buy them?
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of still exploring the neighborhood, but there is this little grocery store. It's like it wasn't a grocery store; it was a convenience store because I was pretty late home yesterday. So
What you get
was
in
the only thing that was still
convenience,
open.
what you get in convenience, you lose in quality.
Hey, it's better than having nothing at all. If you don't like it, by all means take it back because I only have one cup.
No, no,
So
no, 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 no. Let me introduce you to some stores that I know. I know like every single co-op here in the city, and I pride myself on that knowledge. Actually, you know what a co-op is?
mm, honey, I just No, it's
Okay.
probably a supermarket or something like that. I take it, but
It's more than that, actually. Every single a co-op is a grocery store, like you said, but it has a special setup. Everybody that shops there becomes a member of the co-op. So that means you pay a certain amount of premium just for shopping in the store. Now, you may ask why in the world they would do that. What are we, some kind of nightclub? No, 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 no. The extra money that all the membership fees go towards goes towards one particular family that goes ahead and produces a few things for the store, such as bananas, apples, coffee grains, sugar, wheat. Everything from that co-op comes from some family's some good old American farmland. It isn't processed. It isn't. He doesn't go through any of the supermarket chains. No, it's all homegrown, all family owned, and the price you pay is just simply a premium to make sure that those families can make it through this red tape that we seem to have in America.
it sounds interesting. Do you have like a list of addresses? I can check out if there's something close by.
Yeah, sure. I'll hand you a list when we get back to your place, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
You see that Alan is straining again.
Want me to take over?
Nope, nope, I got it, I got it, I got it. You notice that last few grunts are a bit more awkward, as if he's really, really putting his effort into it, like he's really, really frustrated.
Dude, just take a rest. I mean, I'm a big girl. I can handle a pole for a bit.
I bet you say that to all the guys.
Oh, come on.
Don't leave yourself open like that.
I'm trying to be nice here.
I'm
You don't want it, that's
just,
fine.
I'm just teasing you. Don't look too much into it.
Barely know you. How can I tell whether you're teasing me or not? Actually, it's really weird. I've been warned about people in New York and keeping your distance. My parents at all didn't really like it that I went to New York. They didn't have any problems with me being in Delhi, but New York, oh, New York. Anyway, yeah, they're a bit weird like that. But so far, most people that I met are actually quite nice. I mean, who knows what would have happened if, well, you guys hadn't found me yesterday, you know?
Uh, New York is not a safe place. It just isn't. It's just not. I try to convince myself that it is this somewhat a safe place that I can walk wherever I want to, but there are certain neighborhoods that you don't go towards during the night. In fact, a lot of Manhattan you do not, absolutely do not want to be around during the night. Even the park. Um, just don't do it. You'll live a lot longer. You'll be a lot more content just not walking around when you ought not to.
I'm not gonna give myself house arrest just because some stranger that I met a day earlier is telling me. Seriously, dude.
I'm not.
As I
I'm
said,
not. I'm not
I'm a
telling
big girl.
you.
I have my pepper spray. I'm okay. Just
I'm not saying to lock yourself in your apartment, sweetie. I'm just telling you, be careful around certain
I'm
neighborhoods
always
at night.
careful. I'm always careful. Don't worry. I mean, seriously.
All right. All right. Ellen sort of goes ahead and peppers the muddy banks a little bit as he goes ahead and bores this little raft back towards the raft docks. And after doing so, he goes ahead and grabs the twine of little ropes and ties the raft to the deck. Sort of stands back up. gathers his belongings and puts on his rose-tinted glasses. All right.
Okay. And Cinna will try to get out of the boat well as, uh, as well as she can. It's probably not that well. It's rocking a little bit. It's looking a little bit like she's gonna crawl out on all fours just to keep standing or keep herself from not falling or pushing the boat away, which would leave her in an awkward position where you would have the one foot on the shore and the other one still in the boat. But she manages to actually stand up and get out without too much difficulties. She seemed to be rather pleased with herself at that. So, yeah, she'll she'll take Robert to her car. She just opens the trunk and gets out a plate that she is gonna put on the passenger seat and throw him another plate. Like, okay, wrap this around you. Please go sit on the plate because this is not my car. And I would like to keep it a little clean, you know.
Mm-hmm. You hear squish, squish, squish,
Oh,
squish,
damn.
squish, 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 as Robert's feet goes ahead and squish, squish, and hit his little Converse sneakers. He goes ahead
Oh
and
god.
wraps himself up, pops into your car.
She at that point she can just smell the polluted water that's on Robert. Ugh. Right, I still have to clean out that car. So, she pops into the driver's seat and opens one of the windows slightly, not too much because Robert's still cold, and she'll drive um, she'll drive away towards. It's going to be quite a long ride actually. She makes her way to Manhattan, drives through Manhattan and onto Long Island, where she'll like maybe 15 minutes into the Long Island area. You'll have the little town center with a lot of stores. It's not doesn't look too rich, but it's not like the slums of New York, but it's not too rich either. And she just parks her car at the little parking place, gets out, and she'll point up above a Chinese restaurant, points at a set of windows. Well, there it is. You coming?
If you're inviting me over,
I promised you that shower, didn't I?
promise me no hanky panky. I kind of have a thing going with another girl. I know I look absolutely fantastic and ravishing, but please, no hands. I'm joshing ya, Senna. I'm joshing ya.
Wow. No, you are so using way too much imagination. You, come on. She just walks towards the a door next to the opening of the restaurant, and she opens it and go up the stairs and through another door, which is a front door, and you'll enter into her it's a actually rather big living area with kitchen in the same room actually. There are sets of couches. It looks a little bit like the furniture probably has seen better days, but it's clean, and that's main important. So outdated but clean apartment. There is a table, 6 chairs amongst it, and there are a couple of doors that seem to lead into a bedroom. It's standing like a jar. There is a small room that is completely black Actually, you could see that as one of the windows was completely taped shut. And there, she'll walk through the bedroom, guiding you. It's like, yeah, this place. Here's the bathroom. Well, take off your clothes and just give them here. I'll put them in the laundry for you. And
Uh,
here are a couple of towels.
Alan's gonna go ahead and he goes ahead and looks at her and simply says, "I'm sorry, I don't feel right about this. I can't use your shower. I can't be here. Sorry, I kind of feel uncomfortable. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just
I'm
my own
not gonna
personal thing."
stand there and watch. I mean, here is the bathrobe. You think I'm gonna let you walk around? You think I'm gonna let a stranger walk around naked through my own apartment? I'm not an idiot.
No, 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 no. Let me go ahead and write you down a few addresses. I did promise you those, but
Really?
I just don't feel right. I will walk around muddy if I get a cold. Don't think any worse of it. It's fine.
Really? Then why the fuck didn't you say so before? Because I would have dropped you off anywhere. Why go through all the trouble of driving here and then telling me no?
Photographs.
Fine. You'll have to
What?
sit next to me while I'm editing, and it's not done in a few moments, Unless I could just give you the contract, print one out, give you a contract, because it's gonna take me a couple of hours to actually develop and edit them, so that you can see the final result. So if you just want to sign a contract, and I can keep in touch with you. Such idiots.
Mm, let's keep
She
it on.
already walks to the desk and starts booting up her laptop.
Ellen will go ahead and walk actually to the kitchen, look about, see if there's any spare paper and a pen. Yeah, probably there's a little grocery list type magnet deal on the refrigerator. Goes ahead and tears one right under it. Walks back to where your workstation is. There's still the smell coming off of him.
She just stands up and she doesn't even say a word. She throws, well, you call it roof garden, letting the fresh air come in, and then return to her laptop where she's printing out a form that is really a standard form. She just kind of gives it in your direction. Here, read it. It's a
Robert
basic form.
Robert will go ahead and read it, and he has actually one dot in law, so he'll actually take the time.
That is just a basic form where it says that she cannot publish the pictures without your consent.
All right. All right. Here you go. Ellen goes ahead and takes a sheet of paper, writes down a few addresses on it towards local grocers, and goes ahead and takes the contract and simply goes ahead and signs it. Do Alan Robert Stewart.
And she'll take the contract, hands you the same, that one as well. That one's yours, which is already signed with her name.
Thank you.
And she'll sign the her copy as well. Put it in a folder.
You know what? Why don't you show me? Because you made a lot of fantastic work today, and I'd hate to see all that go to garbage.
It's not gonna go to garbage. Well, I'll show you the end results. You go on your way. I won't keep you any longer. Besides, you smell really badly.
Do I really smell that badly?
She just looks at you.
Okay, dear. Okay. Well, I do certainly hope to see you around through those stores I walk around in as well. Um, do you plan to be by the park most days then?
I was there this morning. Remember? I
Certainly
plan
hope
to go
to.
there every day. Shoot a different area of the park. Just different time, different place.
All right. I do hope you actually go ahead and make some progress on your career. What you're doing here is fantastic work. It really helps us all a lot.
Yeah, that's sure.
You
Just
don't
thanks
believe
for
so?
your help today. Oh, I'm. I don't need you to say that my work's good. I know my work's good.
Tell me about it then.
Why? Why would I need to tell you about? What do you know about art?
Actually, what do I know about art? Have I ever seen? Give me that pen. Give me that paper. Let me show you.
She kind of tosses the pen and paper into your direction again.
All right. Go ahead and show me one of those photographs.
She browses through, actually not the new photographs, but you can clearly see that these ones are old. You can see she finally stops at it appears to be a lake, very serene lake. Early morning, there are mountains um, behind the lake at the horizon. Even fresh snow falls on the, or you can see that on the mountains. There is a woman in red clothing, probably Indian, and she's bathing herself in the lake. But you can see the debris, plastic bottles, that oil on the
Okay.
water. Actually, you can see that fish floating like next, just washing her black hair in lake. She shows it. There you go.
All right. Uh, you see this man. He goes ahead and takes the image right there, sets it onto a little bit of the table, takes the scrap piece of paper, takes the pencil, and he'll actually start to whisper to himself. And if you're really paying attention, it seems as if he is whispering the lyrics to "Here Comes the Sun." Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That was Apecraft's blessing. I have a difficulty to read this. As Alan's going to go ahead and use his wits and an expression just to doodle off something really, really quick and really, really memorable. With 3 successes. You start to see that Alan's pencil goes ahead and flies across the little sheet of paper. He takes in most of the major elements quite quickly. You understand that he's doing this right off the bat, not with a model, and he doesn't seem to be going on to the shading process quite yet, but you can definitely see where he's mentally making notes to himself to shade in afterwards. It takes about 10 minutes to get to the full effect, but for those 10 minutes, Alan is absolutely absorbed into the doodle that he's making right now.
That's not a lot. That's not enough. So Cinnamon is she's just focusing on her laptop most of the time, trying to ignore his work, but her eyes just from time to time flash into his general direction. And she's trying very hard not to look impressed, but with only two successes. I'm fairly certain that as soon as you start paying attention, you can see that she is actually fairly impressed.
I'll go ahead and roll it. Wow.
Yeah, this is the one success cannot. You can see that she's really trying to make an effort to not look impressed, as she actually, you can hear her mumbling something like, "Copycat doesn't make him a real artist," and but she is impressed with your work.
The man you know as Alan Robert Stewart goes ahead and will take this little doodle, go ahead and sign it Roberto. Go ahead and hand it over to you. Like it?
She kind of shrugs, but well, once again with that success, yeah, she's shrugging and she's really trying to not look impressed. She's trying so hard not to look impressed that you can tell that she's impressed. Yeah, so it's okay.
You know, if you're really trying to make a name for yourself in the art field, I can try to give you sort of a leg up. I actually know quite a few people. Um, a guy named of Charlie actually helped me out when I first got into the city. Set me off with a rather nice studio. I rented it for a little bit. Had to give it back after the project was done, but I made a fantastic little wood carving actually of. Do you know what a merlin is?
Mhm.
Okay, it's a small little bird that's not really all that impressive, but I took that model. I created little wooden carving, and I went ahead and painted it quite brilliantly, actually. I mean, if you want to, I can show you it, take a picture.
Sure, why not? You have my email address.
hmm How's your work going?
Actually, you have my actual address. I didn't even start it yet. It's taking time, you know. You want to know how much work there is in just editing and making sure that one picture is looking perfect, let alone browsing through the 500 that I took.
Show me.
Why?
Because you have a captured audience here.
Really? She opens up the computer and gets out her camera from her bag and gets the SD card out and starts downloading the photos from the SD card uh, on the computer. They kind of brush through all the 500 pictures. She starts throwing away immediately. So as they go through all the 500 pictures, she is probably throwing away like 250 of them already. Give or take a few, it's like half of them she immediately throws away. It's like, nope, 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 nope.
And Alan's taking particular attention towards the photographs of the incident with the bird.
Mm-hmm. Well, mainly she focuses on the bird, and mainly she took pictures of you swimming into that direction. So uh, you see the back of your head most of the time. There are a few where you actually have your face on, but when the face is like too big in the picture, she throws them away immediately because the face is there. If you see just a little bit of face, she'll keep it for now.
Alan's gonna go ahead and look at the half facade and look to Senna and say, "Those two,
Mm-hmm. What of
leave
them?
them."
No. I can edit that. I can edit your face out. It won't look bad.
Sure.
Yeah. Look, this one, if I cut the picture in half, and your face is, except for little piece of your eyebrow all the way down, the rest of the face will be gone after I'm done retouching it, at least from what I look at it now. But the fact that there is a human there actively protecting and helping a bird by jumping into the Hudson River is a great story. Now, I understand you want to stay anonymous, but it is a great story.
Okay, I you see Roberto or Alan Roberto Stewart, as you know him, sort of wavering. I don't want to get famous for this one. I
You're
really
not.
don't want the fame at all.
Look at the picture, and she's cutting it in half. She's not actually deleting the half that she prepares to cut yet, but she said, look at the picture. Look, this is the part that I'm going to throw away. It has most of your face on it. As you can see, the part of your face, it's like half your eye. That's all. They can't recognize who the individual is. If you want to, I can block out that part as well. Now, look at the clothing. Most of it is covered, like underwater. There are no marks, none whatsoever, of any kind of brand. Just a color, and that could be wide variety. Seriously, you gotta let me keep these photos, man. Trust me, I'm not gonna do anything without. After I'm done retouching, editing the entire bunch, I'm gonna send all the pictures that I'm not sure about, which are all, that includes you, to your email, and you can have a final say in it.
All right.
That's what we just signed the contract for.
No, no, no. I read the contract. I understood it. I was just, like I said, I'm not meaning to be famous here. If this does help you, fantastic. If it helps you in your career and it helps bring people awareness to the situation in Hudson, I'm all for it. I just have to be able to continue my work in anonymity.
I understand that. Jeez. As I said, we signed the contract. Let me do my job, okay? Instead of just flying off the handle, trying to delete everything that I should. Jeez, in that case, you shouldn't have took me on this trip in the first place. Or should have just pointed me towards the fucking boat and would have gone by myself. What are you
Okay, okay,
smirking
man.
about? You know?
No, 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 no. You just remind me of somebody that I used to know.
Wow.
I
Really?
know this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got two sides to him. One side,
Well, I
he's
look like a
really,
guy?
like I said, I know a guy. You gonna let me finish?
Sure, go on.
Okay. So I know this guy. Usually his personality is peppy, it's happy, it's really laid back. All he wants to do is have a fantastic and good time. But in certain manners, his personality just goes ahead and flips, does an entire 180. When he goes ahead and does that 180, you realize that he's done that 180. He starts to speak in very, very measured sentences, starts to actually question you on why you are doing things like you are doing. And, and he sort of leads us towards a different path, kinds of guides us when we really, really need that kind of guidance. He sort of helped me when I tried to move here actually in the city. He asked me a bunch of questions about what I was doing here, what my purpose was. Was it really all that worth it? And he enlightened me to a few things that I was completely ignorant about myself, about what I was doing here, about my purpose. He helped
So
me
you
out.
found yourself a guru. Well, congratulations.
I found myself a critic.
We're our own worst critics.
Tell me about that, Ben.
What's with all the talk? I thought you wanted to go.
Well, I did want to go, and then we got into this entire conversation. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna make coffee as she kind of closes the laptop and goes towards the kitchen and starts filling the coffee machine with water and coffee. Do I need to make more, or am I just making it for myself?
Do not worry about me.
Fine. She puts it on. The smell of coffee starts filling the kitchen and the rest of the room, and she just stares down. She actually try. It seems that she's just like in front of the coffee machine, staring very intently at coffee and the water just dripping into the can, almost as if she's trying to hurry up the process by looking at it. She's tapping with her fingers, like this rhythm on the I don't know what you call it, but the kitchen
Countertop.
table. Yeah, that. Thank you. So you're not a native to the city, I guess.
Nope. I'm gonna guess you aren't a native either.
Well, you guessed correctly, but that might have had something to do with the fact that I told you that I just rented this place.
People moved in the city, but no, 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 no. I'm a Texan born, actually.
Okay. So you're from the place where everything is big. Never been to Texas. Sounds interesting. That bull riding that they do, rodeo, sounds like there might be a story in there too. But for now, I'm fine here. I'm not gonna go and move for a bit. I hope. I guess. I don't know.
Is that why you tend to travel to get the next story?
I want to see the world. What can I say? There's a lot of things that I don't see when I sit at home. There's a lot of things that I want to see when I sit at home. It's just there's always something that keeps me going, you know. What brings you here then?
Family. We had a bad living condition in Texas. A lot of the landowners were starting to actually turn over their deeds and titles to the local oil companies. And so when our number came up, we couldn't actually bid on the land that we were on. We were asked very, very politely to leave, and so we had to, and we did. And I mean, good thing we had some people up here in New York to accept us, because if we didn't, well, we kind of still be traveling around that VW bus, actually.
Hmm. I see, and that's how you met the park volunteers. I take it.
Yeah, they seem to have a lot of the same interests that I did at the time.
Hmm.
They wanted to make sure that the maintenance and upkeep of the park was maintained, and that kind of spoke to me a little bit. Because, well, if I look back at my old home, I realize that there's quite a number of oil patches or oil farms over there. It doesn't quite have the same beauty to it anymore.
Hmm. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but sure. So, how long have you been in the park then? How long have you been with those people?
I would say about a month, actually.
See, seemed like you knew them for longer, like years.
It may seem like that, but only because our it may seem like that simply because we're all dedicated to the same kind of causes.
Mm-hmm. She kind of leans back as the coffee machine is making its final sounds. She turns it off, grabs a cup, and pours coffee. She turns around, leans against the counter, and stares at you. So, In your minds, your eyes, in your point of view, what happened yesterday?
In my point of view, I don't know. There was a ruckus actually. Uh, Me and Maria sort of happened on the scene as it was happening, and Maria told me to go ahead and run away to get help. Um, I tried to find some of the few park authorities, and I tried to come back, but by the
No, no,
time
no, no,
I'd
no.
come,
Shut up, shut up, shut up. The scene. What scene?
what
Describe
scene?
it. Yes, describe the scene.
Uh,
What did you saw? What happened? What?
well, here's what I saw. I saw one man running away. I saw you quite distressed. I saw Maria trying to calm down the situation as best she could. And I saw myself just trying to make sense of it all, trying to make it easier and better.
Hmm. Okay, sure. So, anything else?
Well, you did speak to Grandma, right?
I mean, the elderly woman,
Hmm.
Mrs. Larissa.
Yeah, Miss Larissa. She's a good type. One of the few people that we all look at each other and say, "Yep, she's a good type."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she seems strange. It's just it feels like there is something that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, and can't really put my finger on it. I'm sure it must have been the fact that I was scared, but I don't know how I got that way. Hmm.
I'm sorry if I had come in a few minutes earlier, I might be able to give you a better idea about what may have happened, but that's all I know.
No, it's fine. I should leave it to rest, I guess. But you know that feeling when you just really want to find out something, and it's almost as if it's right there, out of your grasp, but if you can't seem to take it, as if there's always something missing. Nah, never mind. Making no sense whatsoever. I need a
No,
coffee.
no, you're actually making quite a deal of sense. It's that internal drive to find the story, find the truth of the matter, to just take all the different pieces of the puzzle, put them together in a coherent timeline and convince yourself this is the story. This is what I want to say. This is why this happened.
Yeah, seems like I'm always looking for that, but why the fuck am I telling you all this? It's, dude, you're.
Some people say I have a very, very good ear to listen.
Hmm, I guess. Maybe. Well, it's not like. Well, never mind.
In any case, don't throw away this impulse or this idea that you have. Just simply exercise it somewhere else. Eventually, you'll come back to whatever scene that you're currently puzzling over, and it will make a lot more sense. But maybe after you've gone ahead and looked at some other mysteries.
Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, I'd best start on those pictures. Um, do I actually have you? I only have your phone number. Do you have an email address?
Writes down the email address right under the Roberto. It's a throwaway account. Oh, so you know, it's a throwaway account.
Mhm. That's cool. She nods. She's like, sure. I'm gonna work on these pictures. I have the rest of the this week. I still am on holiday. The project for my for the newspaper that I'm gonna work with, it's not gonna start in like a week. So I'm gonna try and at least get your pictures like out of the way so that I can you know send them to you as quickly as possible for approval. But I want to see something more from the city, so I hope you understand that I'm doing this part as a hobby. And yeah, as I said, exploration needs to happen. I need to know where I am, where my feet can carry me, and everything. Anyway, right. Thanks for the boat ride. And what are you snickering about?
Sometimes I simply snicker to myself for the sake of snickering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that you have given me so much of your time. And at some point or another, I wish to go ahead and give you a return on what you have given me. You know, sort of an investment of the time that you're just freely giving to me. But until then, well, keep in touch. Alan Roberto Stewart will actually walk towards the front of the apartment.
And I will accompany him all the way down the stairs.
Yep.
So, you want me to drop you somewhere, or you're gonna take public transport from here on?
No, I can take public transport. I may be a little bit smelly, but I've smelled worse than the subways.
Wow. Right. Okay. In that case, enjoy your day. And without any further ado, Senna just walks inside, slams the door behind her, maybe a little bit too loud, and then goes up the stairs and starts working on those pictures.
Okay then. Alan will go ahead and brush himself off just a bit. The slime, the grime, and the pollution of the water still masking him with that scent, but most of the water simply having driven off in the noonday sun. Praise the sun. And we go ahead and end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And instead of a cat this time, there is just a pigeon, actually. Seems to be nibbling on something. Seems to be a bit of newspaper for some odd reason. Or maybe a flyer. Maybe a business card. Who knows? It seems to be black in color with silver lettering. That's a mystery to be solved. In any case, y'all have a good one.